In my last video, when I talked about progress, I said we should stop treating scars because they don't need a treatment. They remain scars, a reminder, a school for life. And I also said you should not allow yourself to be bitten by the same dog twice. Well, someone may be married to a bad man who treats her badly or treats him badly. But there's one thing you must remember, is that you are not married to his badness. You're married to this man who was good to you at the time of your marriage. You're not married to his maltreatment or to the various bad things that he does and brings home. That you must seek a solution to. You must find a way of resolving that problem involving those you can involve, and not bear it because you are married to him, so you absorb all the torture that he puts on you. That is not living a true life. Everyone has a right to defend him or herself from aggression, from maltreatment of any sort. But sometimes the problem is not that. The problem is somewhere else. Is that we want the other person to be like us. That is a big problem. Once in life, you want others to fit in your scheme of work, in your frame, in your bottle, you are bound to live an unhappy life. Because you don't have capacity to change others. You can change yourself. You can change your way of looking at things, but you cannot change another person. Worse, if you married a person who is coming from another family and you want to change that person and make that person what you want that person to be, you can change yourself. If your husband is a drunkard, or if your wife is a drunkard, you can change your mode of looking at her as a drunkard or as him as a drunkard. That you have the capacity to do. But you do not have the capacity to stop that person from drinking. You can give suggestions, but never, ever will you be the will of that person. So, if you want to live happily, you must remember that there are things you are in position to change. There are things you cannot change. Now, for the things you cannot change, you either learn to live with them peacefully and happily, that is changing a vision. You change your glass, change your lens, change your angle of looking at things. Or, hey, you leave, you run away from it. You abandon the source of your sorrow and look for happiness not from elsewhere, but from within. There are things we can change, but most of the things that we can change is about us. It's not about the others. So, you can change everything in this world, but beginning from yourself. Because you are not the other. And if you want to live unhappily for the rest of your life, seek to change people. You can suggest to people to change. You cannot change anybody. So focus on changing yourself. That is why your happiness is in your hands. Your happiness is your business. It's not anybody's business. And if someone makes you happy, be sure that person is not looking for your happiness. He's looking for his happiness. He has happiness in making you happy. So don't waste your time pleasing people. Most of us live half of our lives pleasing people. What do people say? If I do this, what will they say? And what will they say? Nobody lives a second of your life for you. And you worry about what they say. What do you say about yourself? Listen to what people say. If they are right, change. Because you have the capacity to change. If they are wrong, come on, ignore. Ignore. In the computer, when you want to edit, there is that ignore all. Ignore all. It is not that you should not listen to what people say, but what people say should not drive you. You should drive yourself. So that what people say are only control experiments. If they say you're good and you're not good and you think you're good, you're deceiving yourself. You know that you're not good and people are saying you're good. You know yourself better than anybody. This takes me to the last thing that I want to say this weekend. Nobody knows you better than you and your God. So, you know yourself. And no one should claim to know you better than you. You should know your capacity. You should know your strength. You should know your weaknesses. Build on your strength. Don't cry over your weaknesses, because it doesn't make a change. The more you build on your strength, the weaker your weaknesses become. And that is the path to success. So, know thyself. That is the great word of the philosophers. Know thyself. Do not seek to change anybody. Change yourself. Do not pay attention to what people say which are not true about you. Build on what you are capable of doing. And be happy. Life is so short that you should not spend crying. Nobody eats your tears. So, be happy, smile, and your smile is good for you, even if it is contagious for others. I salute you. Until next time. Thank you. Smile, and smile always.